Well, I'd been here about 6 months, and this old cowboy came in, and he said to me, he said, "Son, do you know why the Spurs make their noises when they walk?" "No, sir, I know the song, but that's about it." In the hotel, there was 2 large ballrooms. It was the center of activity. The very first jukebox in Rogers County was in there. Christmas parties, meetings, school meetings were held in his hotel. Well, Mr. Davis started collecting again on the things, and so he started collecting saddles and spurs and all sorts of things, and he had to close off one of his ballrooms because he had so much stuff in his ballroom. We had to close it off to parties. He collected saddles. These are real working saddles from different types of saddles. And just like, you have a small truck or a large truck, saddles, larger, small, whatever, they were used for different projects, just like you would on a working, So usually the horn, the taller the horn meant you were going to work a kind of a rough animal that day, and you wrap your rope around the horn. The smaller the horn meant it was usually your everyday horse that you would ride, and most of the time the horses knew where you were going anyway, and just you didn't have to really work them that hard. Now some of these are rodeo saddles and different things here, but these 2 saddles here, these are real working saddles. These were used in the circus, and they were put on monkeys. Okay, monkeys. I'm sorry, they would put on dogs, and monkeys would ride them. Okay, so you can go back and tell everybody you saw real working monkey saddles. Okay, these were used in the circus. These are boot jacks. Okay, every ranch or farmhouse had a boot jack because Mama didn't want you tracking in in the house, so they would take their boots off. And some were really, ornate, decorative, all sorts of things on boot jacks. And then in the 70s, they had a day where they asked farmers and ranchers to come in and put their brand in this wood. So these are from the farms and ranches around Claremore and Rogers County. Now, kind of the same thing with spurs as the saddle. The bigger the rowel meant the meaner and the rougher animal you were going to work that day. And then you have the small ones that were just used every day. One touch and the horse knew what to do, and you didn't have to really work them as hard. Well, I'd been here about 6 months, and this old cowboy came in, and he said to me, "Son, do you know why the Spurs make their noises when they walk?" "No, sir, I know the song, but that's about it." He said, "No," he said, "back in the day, all the sidewalks and the floors of the stores, they were made of wood, and the cowboys would walk along, and they would make that little jingle noise." "Okay, I don't get you." And he goes, "Well, sometimes they would even kind of loosen them a little bit where they would make more noise." "Okay." And he said, "You know why they make that noise?" I said, "No, sir, I really don't." And he said they would walk along on the sidewalks or walk on the floor of the stores, and they would make that noise. And when they did, the girls would turn and look at them. So I don't know if that's a true story, but it's a good story. So anyway, I always remember that. Different types of rodeo saddles, parade saddles, more boot jacks. Now I'm going to show you a real unusual saddle here. Do you guys know what these 3 saddles are here? Very unusual. Those are side saddles. Okay? A proper lady would not sit on a regular saddle, and they would ride these side saddles. But you had to be pretty darn tough if you're going to ride all day like this in a side saddle. Again, different boot jacks, and when I have high school kids or junior high kids that come through here and we're going on the tour, I walk really fast as we go past these boot jacks.
picture
Yeah,
goes.
yeah.
I don't care. Ah, that's why.
If you like what we do here on the channel, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Be sure to check out one of our 4 weekly live shows. And finally, if you want to help support the channel, you can do that by shopping CloverTac.com or through Patreon.com/CloverTac.